Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News, and I'm joined by WBA number 3 ranked super welterweight JJ Metcalf. JJ, how are you doing today, mate?
I'm good, mate. Thank you. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for joining the channel today. And before we kind of jump into your huge fight with Dennis Hogan on May 20 in Ireland, the Katie Taylor Cameron undercard, I thought we'd jump in and talk about your huge win against Kerman Lejarraga in Spain. Kind of obviously before the fight, you teamed up with Joe McNally. Did you realise kind of how important that fight was going to be in your career?
I did, yeah. I've just come back off 2 defeats, and I knew that them performances weren't myself, and he had a few issues that I was sort of getting over, and I took that fight on knowing that I was better than what I showed myself, so I had something to prove to myself, sort of thing, and I knew that was my last chance, sort of thing.
Perfect. Was a big part of kind of obviously getting over those issues. Obviously, I don't want to go into any of them, but would you say Joe McNally and the team, were they a big part of kind of bringing the best out of you going into that fight?
Yeah, probably was. Yeah, like I think it was just the structure of the training and stuff which helped. But I've been trained by Joseph McNally beforehand, and I knew how good he was as well, and I needed a little change up, and I spoke to Joe, and he brought me in, and I just felt straight at home with him, and definitely.
Perfect. And talk to me, kind of what's the vibe in that gym? Obviously, I know you've got Josh Taylor, Liam Smith, Agyarko, just to name kind of a few names, and yourself. Obviously, all on the fringe of kind of big fights. Yourself and Keegan, and then Josh and Liam at the top. What's the vibe in the gym with everyone in there?
You know what? The gym's absolutely bouncing, to be honest with you. You've just had Liam Smith just come off possibly the best win of his career and knocking out Chris Eubank Jr. You've got Josh Taylor fighting in Madison Square Garden 2 weeks after myself against Teofimo Lopez. You've got myself and Kevin on that card. I'm fighting the IBO. And, that's probably one of the biggest events in Irish boxing history. And then you've got Darren Tillen, who's just come in the gym, who's turned over to boxing. And, it's just a great group of lads, and the gym's absolutely buzzing.
Definitely, I think from the outside looking in, it definitely looks that way. And the amount of talent in that gym, obviously, with Darren kind of coming over from boxing, coming into boxing as well, it's a great addition to the gym as well. Right.
Yeah, well, we've had Molly in there previous as well. She pops in every now and then when she needs help with their boxing and stuff. So the gym's flying, really. You've got all Callum Smith's using it. The other lads who are training with us. It's loads of us, really.
Perfect. I think it's just world-class talent amongst world-class talent, I think, JJ. But no, so we'll jump straight into your fight with Dennis. Kind of, obviously, you're challenging for his IBO world title that he kind of won against Sam Eggington. Kind of, it seemed like a really easy fight to make from the outside looking. And obviously, I think both of you wanted the fight. What interested you about this fight so much?
You know what? I just heard that there was this big event of Katie Taylor's going to happen in Ireland, and I wanted to be a part of it. After my last win, I'd just seen he just beat Sam Eggington, and I heard him saying he wanted to be on the bill as well. So I mentioned his name because I think it would be a great fight, and there's big rewards for myself, and it gets us both on the bill as well. So that was mainly the part of it, really.
Definitely, kind of. Obviously, you mentioned there's a big reward. Obviously, like if and when you do beat Dennis on May 20, kind of as I mentioned before the interview started, kind of your WBA ranked number 3. Obviously, Dennis has a version of the world title in the IBO. Kind of, where do you believe you get the WBA world title shot with a win against Dennis?
I think so. Yeah. I think I don't know what'll happen with the belts with Zoo and Charlo fighting if that comes off, but I'm ranked number 3 and I'm also ranked with the WBC as well, so I don't see how I won't have. There's been talks of me fighting Madrimov before, who's ranked number 2. So, I'm open to any fight. Just get the job done on the 20th of May.
Definitely. Oh, to be fair, that was Madrimov was a name that kind of, I think him fighting in the UK kind of gets him a bit more well known. Obviously, I think he fought the O2 last time. Kind of, what is that? Definitely a fight that interests you in the future? One with yourself and Madrimov?
Yeah, honestly, I'm open to any fight. I'll fight anyone, anywhere. I don't mind do a fight, and I believe myself if I'm right on the night, I'll beat anyone.
Definitely, and you proved that against obviously Kerman Lejarraga as well, mate. Obviously, I think he fought about 3 British fighters kind of going into it, and he beat and you caught him at you beat him at when he was on a really big rise. Kind of you mentioned kind of May 20 there, huge occasion, Katie Taylor's homecoming. Kind of also, what does it mean to you to kind of be on that undercard for one, and then also, do you have a prediction for Katie Taylor and Chantal Cameron as well?
You know what? It's a massive bill to be on, and I just keep seeing things about Dennis Hogan saying it's English against Irish. I am English, but my family are from Ireland. My dad's Irish, my granddad's Irish, and I've got a lot of family over there, so. I'm carrying the name Kid Shamrock because I've still got Irish in me, and it's a massive occasion for me. And I think it's going to be unbelievable, the bill. And the prediction, it's sort of, you can see how the fight should go. Really, I don't see it being any different. I think if Katie Taylor boxes to that sticks to her boxing, she wins the fight comfortably. But if she gets dragged into a bit of a war, which she's been tending to lately, I think it could go Chantal's way.
Definitely, whatever way I think it happens, I think it's going to be a cracking fight. Nonetheless, kind of obviously you just touched on it there. I missed out one of my questions. Obviously, you mentioned kind of Dennis is trying to make it into this kind of Irish versus English kind of fight. Well, obviously you mentioned your Irish heritage there. Do you think there'll be an equal amount of people supporting you both in the arena? There won't be kind of a load
I'm not too sure. I don't know. Maybe he's got a bigger Irish following than myself, but I've got a lot of Irish friends going there as well. Like, they've all been on my case for tickets. They sold out straight away, so I'm not sure how many of them got them, but I'll have a lot of people there. I've got hundreds going over from Liverpool. A lot of them are Irish as well, so yeah, I'm not too sure. My family are actually from Dublin as well, so there should be a lot of support for myself as well.
Definitely, mate. Well, best of luck May 20th, JJ. And my final question, thank you again for coming on the channel today. What does boxing mean to you?
Do you know what? It's been my life since I was a baby. My dad was a boxer, so I've just been brought into it, and sort of my whole life really. So to win this against Dennis Hogan, I've always wanted to be a world champion. I got into boxing to be a world champion, and it's not the biggest of the belts, but still a world champion, and it'll mean the world to me to win.
Definitely, JJ. Well, and we hope so. Hope to see that too, mate. Best of luck on May 20th, and again, thank you for giving me your time today, mate.
Thanks a lot, mate.